Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building. Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. His fly Eagles fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. Here comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, by the way, Dingbat here. Welcome to another Philly Shakedown podcast. We ain't playing today because tomorrow Carson Wentz, a.k.a. Woogie, has got to go down. Joey Shakes, what is happening? How are you doing today, my man?
I'm good, man. I'm ready for tomorrow. Our first division game, very important game, and ready to show up tomorrow. So it should be good.
Absolutely, I cannot wait. Let's just say hi to everybody in the chat. Philly Nation 307's here. Rylan's here. Hit the Gritty is here. Jason Rhodes, Spiritual League. Wyatt is here. Oz, Brandon, Brian. Man, there's a lot of people. Michael, if I miss you guys, I apologize. Things came in quick. It said 0 people in here. Then it jumped to like 130. Ramal, what's going on? Dave McKnight, what is happening? Sam, what is going on? Man, AK Eagles Podcast. Shout out to AK Eagles Podcast, man. Everybody go sub them up, man. Why don't you drop your link in the description? Everybody go sub them up.
Yeah.
Sub him up. Yeah, man. So I had like, I gotta be honest. This has become kind of a hard week for me emotionally because of this Carson Wentz thing. And I think a lot of it goes back to the fact that the way he left and so many unanswered questions, you kind of forget about, you kind of bury it, and then you're playing him, you start thinking about this stuff. And it was building up on me all week, man, with this Carson thing. I finally had to have a video and get it kind of my thoughts on everything out. I see that you did one too. What are your thoughts? I mean, what are your overall thoughts about Carson and heading into this game and kind of where we're at?
At the end of the day, going into this week, I already knew if I was going to say something bad about Carson Wentz, I knew I was going to get a lot of fire for it. And I just, it's going to happen. And like everyone has a different opinion about the whole situation, whether you're still a Carson Wentz fan as an Eagles fan or not. It is what it is. It's not like he's on just another team right now. He's in a division rival team. He's a starting quarterback for the Washington Commanders now. So I'm not being nice this week. I'm not giving any respect this week. And at the end of the day, whatever Carson did in 17 was what he did in 17. I always say this. I say I appreciate everything he did in 17. I appreciate he paved the way for Nick Foles to win the Super Bowl. He set Nick Foles up for the playoffs. It is what it is. So right now, I want to bury this guy. I want Carson Wentz after week 3. He's not going to be walking on legs. He's going to be walking on nubs.
Yeah, I like it. I like that.
That's how
I'm pretty similar. I mean, I don't hate Carson. I like him. If he was with any other team in any other division, not playing the Eagles, I would root for him. But not when you're a rival. He's a rival, and the whole situation, the way it worked out is a shame. You got to give the guy credit for helping us get a Super Bowl. But to me, this isn't just for a lot of people, and I even saw Carson downplaying it. It's just a game. It's just another division game. I feel like it's more than that. I feel like this is a referendum on trading him. I feel like it's a referendum on Jalen Hurts and what Jalen Hurts had to go through. I mean, you saw the stories come out this week about him in the quarterback room kind of ignoring Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts didn't buy into the drama. He just did his work. So I feel like this is more than just a division game tomorrow. I got to be honest.
I believe it.
Gambo, thank you for Super Chat. Goes 4 p.m. Another W. Squat Cobbler sessions to celebrate tomorrow will be a good day. It will be a good day. And the fall pies are here, baby. The fall guys are here. So we got
them in.
My only count has just been skyrocketing. If you knew the people in this chat, some of you people be shocked to know who's on my only fan page. You know what I mean? G Code says nobody cares about Washington Wentz left. F Wentz. You know, F him. I want him. I want him to pay a price tomorrow. I want him to pay a big price. You know, we got to win this game. What do you think about Carson's season so far for Washington, and kind of how he started the season?
I think he's played good. Even the first game, they were kind of on and off. You know, winning the first game, I think it was against the Jaguars, and obviously the defense, for Detroit just got to him a little bit too much. But I thought he's played fine. He's been a gunslinger. He's been very dangerous outside the pocket. And depending on what the health of Washington going into this week, we could see what Carson does. But I think he's been perfectly fine, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know he's second in passing yards, I think, tied first in touchdowns. He's got a strong arm. He's capable. He's got some weapons. So that doesn't surprise me. I also think some of it's a little misleading because they were down 22-0 last week. And when you're down 22-0, you're going to throw more. I'm not saying it was garbage. I don't think it was garbage points because he almost came back, but he just got that chance to throw more. I think going up against the Eagles secondary, I think it should be a lot harder. The one guy that scares me for Washington is McLaurin. Terry McLaurin scares me. He's had big games against Slay before. He's had big games against the Eagles before,
Yeah, I mean, McLaurin's good. I mean, Jahan Dotson's been good in the red zone. But
yeah.
Jahan Dotson's real twitchy. Like, he's a hell of an athlete. And Curtis Samuel gets his touches, too. Don't put out Curtis Samuel either. I mean, this guy was hurt last year. He came off injury last year. So a really good receiver core for the Washington Commanders.
Yes. Bobby Murphy says Hurt stole Carson's job. Well, Carson got benched. But people often forget that Carson wanted Doug Peterson to go, right? He didn't want him. They fired Doug Peterson, partly because of it. It wasn't all because of Carson. And then Nick Sirianni came off the Frank Reich football tree to coach Carson Wentz to get his career back on track. That's why they hired him. So he was going to have a chance to start again if he would have stayed,
Yeah, he may have not picked where he was going to get traded. I think he just told his agent he was still.
I think he picked. There's no way he went Frank Reich.
I think once the Colts jumped in, and that's when the interest, and then the Carson made it obvious that Frank Reich is the only reason he's a starting quarterback. I just don't think. I think this is the last run for Carson Wentz with Washington. I feel like if he doesn't work out here, I think that's it. I think
he looks like he's off to a good start, though. I'm not going to lie. It looks like it.
Fuck him.
Joey and 500, if we get to 20 likes, y'all can hit the gritty. All right. Well, I don't even know what that means. What does the fuck that mean?
you
Is he talking about the Flyers mascot?
Yeah. That's the gritty.
Hit the gritty. Hit the gritty. There you go. 3-0 Eagles. Just kidding. 31-20. No, just kidding. We're going. Can Dingbat go Cowboys? Come on. Now, as far as injury concerns go, Landon Dickerson really was the only one that looked concerning. And then after I did my video, I read that they think he's going to play. So Eagles, from a health standpoint, really not in that bad of shape. What's going on with Washington? Do you know what's up with Washington?
All right, so as of yesterday, and I don't know how much more it's updated yet, but it looks like not only the Washington Commanders are losing Chase Roullier to IR, so they don't even have their starting center. They signed Nick Martin. They signed Nick Martin off the street pretty much. I mean, he was a second-round pick in 2016 and didn't play a snap with the Las Vegas Raiders last year, so he's pretty much coming right off the street. Wes Swader plays guard and center. He's going to be out, so they lose 2 stars to the offensive line. And then if you go to the defensive side, Casey Toohill with a concussion, defensive tackle Daniel Wise with an ankle. Both of those players have missed 2 consecutive practices. This is on top of defensive tackle rookie Fedarian Mathis with a knee injury, and they still don't have Chase Young yet for another few weeks. So they lose a lot of depth on the defensive line, and they lose a guard and a center for the offensive line for the Commanders. So a lot of mismatches there. So
it looks like that the interior of that offensive line is going to be a problem for Washington. That was the same problem Minnesota had last week,
Yeah.
So that's good opportunities, because if you look at the Eagles get pressure. They got pressure last week. A lot of it came up the middle, though. You know what I'm saying? I think that this is the week that Hassan Reddick's going off. I got Hassan Reddick with 2 sacks tomorrow.
I hope so. It'd be nice.
He was closing the distance in that second half, but a lot of that pressure was coming up the middle. So we'll see. That's the Brady's Jefferson celebration touchdown dance. Oh, okay, all right. I don't know. I know the moonwalk, like the robot. That's about it.
Well, did you see like when the first touchdown that Jalen Hurts got, he did that gritty dance, and then he like kind of threw. I think because I don't know. I think it was shade at Justin Jefferson. Everyone's saying it was shade at Justin Jefferson. Remember when he just like slapped his hand across, just kind of knock it. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I think that's
gotcha. I like it. They shut his ass down. Randomizer, thank you for super chat. Cowboys versus Giants prediction. I think the Giants win that game. I think the Giants win that game because I'm not a believer in Cooper Rush. I'm not even a believer in Daniel Jones, but it's at home. It's in New York. And I think their defense is going to give Cooper Rush problems. I think that Cincinnati stinks. I think they take a lot of steps back. So I got a close game, but I got the Giants winning on Monday night. And I think this is what's going to happen. This is why Mark Holmes, I'm going to call his ass out right now. That's why he's scared. He won't respond to Pizzle. He won't make a bet with Pizzle because he's absolutely terrified of the Giants. That's what I think. And if Prescott was playing, I would say that the Dallas wins. But without Prescott, I'm going to say the Giants.
Yeah, Kayvon Thibodeau makes his debut too, which is nice for them. So
that's going to be interesting.
But I think the Giants are just well coached. Even though when Cooper's in there for the Cowboys, I think the offensive line has played better. I don't know if the offensive coordinator just knows how to do play design better around Cooper Rush. I don't know, but I think when Dak comes back, it's going to be more of a pass happy type of offense where I think a lot more mistakes are going to be made. So,
well, I think they're going to hope to get Washington back at some point. They want to get Gallup back. So that they really, if you're a Cowboy fan, you can't be totally mad with that. You just got to kind of keep your head above water until Prescott comes back. That's what I think.
True.
Bonzology, what's up? 500. Joey Shakes. Eagles had 21 quarterback pressures on the Vikes. They did, and a lot of it came up the middle. You can watch it all 20. A lot of it came up the middle. A lot of it started in the second half. Sweat started getting there. Reddick started getting there more, and I thought the ends really started to play a lot better. But they did, and I expect it tomorrow. 2 reasons why. We talked about the injuries on the interior of that offensive line, and Carson Wentz holds the ball. And I expect Carson to come out amped. He's going to come out amped. He's going to want to go right down the field and score and, get pressure on him, get him to play hero ball. He will make mistakes,
Yeah, true. I believe it.
Why is that garbage game on prime time anyways? Who the hell wants to see Cooper Rush? I know. You know what it is I think every year Cowboys play the Giants and the Eagles in one primetime game, it seems. Every year,
Right.
Did you all watch I did watch Reddick's mic'd up. I did, yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Definitely. I think Reddick, the 2 guys, I think the 2 standouts tomorrow, I got Hassan Reddick on defense, and I think Miles Sanders going for $150 tomorrow. I think he's going to have a big game.
Yeah.
Coles Cowboys, man. Shout out to you. Thank you for super chat. Since Dallas defense will win this game, Daniel Jones is trash. All we need to do is run the ball, and we need to stick to the run. You got to stop the run, too. Because Saquon looks good early.
Yeah, he looks really good.
But, Parsons will get his. I don't trust Daniel Jones as far as I could throw him. So that's not much, But I still got Giants winning. Giant fans need to be humbled by Dallas. Listen, it helps the Eagles if Dallas wins. It helps us,
Right.
you know. So
Right.
yeah, I'm not going to root for Dallas, but it does. Let me catch up here. So anything you're worried about with Washington? Anything that you think the Eagles better be concerned about going into this game?
I mean, I'm just worried about not getting pressure this game. I mean, I think they will. I mean, from the injuries that they have. I mean, we kind of said this last year, if you remember. There were teams that had injuries and we didn't take advantage of it. And I feel like I hope it's not one of those games where, oh, they have these injuries on the offensive line and just still can't get pressure. Coming off of that game Monday night, I feel like Gannon has a formula now, and he's got to dial up these blitzes, these stunts, and get these linebackers involved and not disappear for a quarter. And I hope he's gonna. I think he's gonna do well. I think you got good receivers. I mean, and Carson will get that ball out quick. He knows that he has to get that ball out quick. So I think you have the corners to cover McLaurin and Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel. You got to watch the running backs too, because they go out for passes and they'll open up the defense a little bit and kind of get their yards. So really, you win this game by pressuring Carson. I have a lot of faith in this offense, and the Eagles' offense going against the defense this week, just because even on those read options or those RPO passes, I feel like their defensive ends aren't going to contain enough. And even if they bring a linebacker up to go after Hurts, I think he's going to escape, and I think he's going to make big plays with his arm. So
yeah. Well, you know what's impressive about the Eagles is you look at Week 1, you have a team who brings a lot of pressure, a lot of heat, really attacked Jalen Hurts and challenged him, and he was able to beat it with his run. They treated Carson Wentz the same way. Then you go to the Minnesota game, and Minnesota doesn't do any of it. So the question is, what is Washington? Are they going to bring heat? Are they going to bring pressure? I think Hurts is going to destroy them with his legs again. I think it's too much. I think the Eagles will be able to run the ball. I'm going to give you a little. I'm going to say two things. One, I worry about the Redskins' run game more than I worry about Carson Wentz. Like Gibson, McKissick, I think they got decent run game. To me, if Carson throws over 35 times this game, they're going to lose. Washington will lose if he has to throw that much. Just a prediction. Just a prediction.
Well, haven't Washington is the 5th team in the league that's given up most rushing yards defensively?
Yeah, I think they've given up 119 on average the first 2 games.
Right, so they should have a big run game. So if you're not, maybe Jalen Hurts won't have over 300 yards this game. It could be a lot on the run game, the RPO act.
Right. I think Miles Sanders will have a big game. Miles has had historically big games against Washington already. Yeah. Jason Rose, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, my neighbor, 3 Teeth Raymond. Man, I don't want to live anywhere near that guy. Borrowed my hedge clippers last week, and I went over for them, and he was clipping his toenails with them. Eagles 30-20. Oh, that's so nasty. Thank you for super chat. But I had a really good vision of that,
Yeah, it's nasty.
Yeah, Cole's Cowboys says, I want y'all to lose, though. Yeah, well, of course, if I was a Cowboy fan, I'd want the Eagles to lose, and I would want to win, and I'm tied in first place. Makes sense. Giants defense looks good to lose to Dallas. Too good to lose to Dallas, but I want Dallas to win to put the Giants up 2-1.
Right.
I'll be streaming that game, and when you stream those kind of games, I just root for whoever's playing defense. Like it's hard to cheer either one. Whatever I bet is what I'll root.
True. Yeah.
Yes, I definitely sleep in my mom's basement. There's no question about it. My mom just brought me a drink, down, and it's pretty cool. 500. I think I might go to my sports book tomorrow morning and put some money on Carson Wentz getting a fumble if they have a bet for that. I like that bet. I think he fumbles twice. 2 fumbles for Carson tomorrow. I'm going to say no interceptions, 2 fumbles, and he's going to throw for 37, 38 times, and they're going to lose. Monday night, the link was something that I hadn't seen in a while. The whole feeling of this team is something that you haven't had in a while,
True.
Do you think that there's any way, and this is not really about the game, but is there any way that they can bring Bradbury back next year? I think Bradbury is the best second cornerback, number 2 corner in the league. And then I love our cornerbacks right now. I love them.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say if they're going to stick. I mean, look, what is he making, $10 million for the year this year, whatever it is? I mean, he's got a pretty nice contract this year on the 1-year deal, but I mean, it's hard not to. If they play so well and they're shut down this year, it's going to be tough. I mean, you have Slay for another year. Bradbury's still here, but I mean, Bradbury is obviously a free agent. So, I mean, if you're not going for a corner in the draft next year and you feel really comfortable with what you have, because Maddox is playing at a high level as well, so we have to be very lucky that we have good quarterbacks this year. If you can get a little bit more pressure on top of it, just imagine what this defense could do turnover wise. I want
stats for tomorrow. What was that?
I want to ask you quick. So what's the whole thing with Britton Covey now? So they brought him up the third time to the active roster. So what does that mean? So does that
you can only bring? I think you can only bring up guys 3 times. I don't know if it's individual guys or you get 3 total. I'm not totally sure, but Covey can't come up anymore. So they're gonna have to keep him on active roster, or he's got to stay in the practice squad, or they got to cut him. Gotcha. So we'll see. Wyatt says Hurt stats for tomorrow. I want to say he throws for 275 yards. He runs for about 80. He throws 2 touchdowns tomorrow. He's going to get a couple touchdown passes tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, that's what I'll say.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2 throws for 250, has 2 touchdowns. I think like 60 rushing tomorrow. I feel like they're gonna run more. I feel like they're gonna run more tomorrow.
I feel like tomorrow's a run day too. I feel like they pound it down their throat, and it's a big day for the running backs. I do. I wouldn't be surprised if you get a situation where Miles and Gainwell, somebody, you have 2 running backs with 100 yards tomorrow. I think something like that.
Right.
Tortyville, thank you for super chat, my man. He goes 500. Perfect title for your Howie and Wentz TV movie series. Woogie Nights. Yes, that's what we're gonna call it. Woogie Nights. Carson reminds me, for those who know, I call him Woogie. I used to call him the North Dakota Assassin. Now I call him Woogie. Woogie comes from the old movie Something About Mary, where Woogie, his friend Don Wooganowski, he gets like all these like hives on his face when he gets anxiety and stress because he stalks Mary. And Carson used to get those same things when things would go crazy. So I call him Woogie. I made that up 2 years ago. I just brought it back.
You brought it back. 3
interceptions for Wentz. Man, I'll take it. I don't know about that. I think 2 fumbles. 500. Think Carson will throw his helmet? I think Carson will slam his helmet down at some point. I think Reddick's going to have a big game.
I hope he does.
Philly 500. Suck it. Don't bank. You all lose to Carson Wentz 30-21. We'll see. To me, the biggest concern I have is that the Eagles are coming off a Monday night game, so you get 1 day less practice. And, they've been getting a lot of praise all week everywhere. I just worry that, they're not ready. That's the only thing I worry about is the letdown.
Yeah.
Hey, 500, are we going to defeat all former Eagles personnel that we're going to face this year? We had Deuce, that's true. Rager, Wentz, Peterson. Yeah, that's right. We got Peterson the next week.
We have Ertz. Carson.
Here's the difference, right? I believe Carson Wentz should be booed. I believe Doug Peterson should get a standing ovation.
True.
That's how I see it,
True that.
Will Carson get in? No, I don't wish injury on anybody. I'm not going to do that. Shout out to the level-headed Cowboys fan and fuck the delusional ones. Yes. Washington simply doesn't have the personnel or depth to deal with this team. If they come out and they do what they do, these guys are locked in. I agree. I especially defensively. I mean, they got a pretty good defensive line, but they're still banged up, right? No. Chase, what's his face ain't playing, right?
Chase Young, yeah, he's out.
Chase Young ain't playing. Mm-mm. So yeah,
it's going to come down to pressure and penalties offensively, because the penalties that they have to clean it up. The points they could have put on the board in the second half of that Vikings.
Oh, I love this question. This question cannot be serious. Who replaces Derek Barnett's production? The wind. You literally don't need. We producing 2.5 sacks. There's no production there. So you're only going to not have timeouts. The production. He's got no production. I think Washington will keep it close 3 quarters, but the Eagles are better and pull away. Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's always these games are always close. They're never blowout. They're hardly ever blowouts in a division rival. So yeah, I think you're about that's about right. Carson Wentz is complete trash. Almost lost to a dude on the Cowboys with the name that sounds like a local pizza spot people go to. Oh yeah, that's right. Ben DiNucci. He got cut too, right?
Yeah.
My prediction score is 31-21. What are your thoughts on Jordan Davis and the amount of time he's been playing and what's been going on with him?
I don't think it's enough. I mean, he played maybe a little bit more than he did against Detroit. I mean, he's still like 21 to 22 snaps. I mean, when he was in even the Detroit Lions game, when Detroit ran, I think 13 or 14 times for 43 yards, that was really good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's a big issue for me right now, but man, he has got to get his conditioning is just a mess. I feel like it's pretty bad. I mean, I feel like after this season, like Cox isn't coming back. So I feel like, Javon Hargrave will probably get his extension. So Jordan Davis will move up to that spot. But, I feel like he's gotten a lot of double teams. He's clogged the hole a little bit here and there. And I think he's done his job. You know what I mean? It's up to these linebackers and these stunt guys. And, I kind of just fill the hole up a little bit and, get these blitzes going. But I feel like
he does a great job with the run. I mean, even though he doesn't have any stat lines, really, last week's game, Dalvin Cook had 17 yards rushing. He played over 30% of the snaps. You look at the Detroit game, same thing. 2.5 yards while he's on the field, 10 yards when he's not. So he does that, but I agree. He's got to get conditioning. But I'm not really going to harp on his conditioning until at least the fifth game, because I feel like these guys aren't in shape when the season starts anyways, because of the way they play preseason. But he does. He has to work on his conditioning. And this is not an issue that should plague him his whole career. This is an issue he can fix.
Sure.
The Commodores, yeah. God, what a stupid name they got. Can't stop the run, so we roll over them with the run and the carpet bomb with them the pass and then flattened. Yeah, I agree. I think we come out, we run heavy on them. I think eventually opens up the play action to Quez, to A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. And that's kind of how I see it going. It's about right. We got 530 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you're new to the channel, make sure you click the link. Go sub up my man Joey Shakes, the better half of the Philly Shakedown podcast. And we thank you for being here. I will be streaming this game tomorrow. It's going to be I'm going to be probably cursing a lot tomorrow. Joey's going to be streaming this game, right? I'm sure. So definitely check those out. George Burwell, thank you for super chat, man. He goes, what's going on, Philly and Joey? What's up, my man? He goes, I think Kobe breaks off for a big touchdown tomorrow. Now, that's a hell of a prediction. Also, Joey, do you remember me saying in your live stream that Quez would have an explosive play against the Vikings? George, thank you for super chat, my man.
Yeah, I remember, and he did, and he did. I mean, I think Quez Watkins has become like our legitimate deep threat, and I mean, he is fast. I mean, he is. I mean, I think it was like 20.4 miles per hour on that touchdown. Like it was crazy, but
yeah. Eagles going to pull away from this game. Don't see it close. Yeah, I mean, I think when you look historically at divisional games, they always are close. It doesn't even seem like it matters with the record. So I expect it to be close at least 4 quarters. True. And then I think they're going to pull away. The question is going to be Carson. Like, Carson is going to come out amped up. They're going to come out hyped and pumped up. So the Eagles got to be ready, man. They got to be ready. Wyatt says, what do you think happens if Wentz doesn't meet up to Washington standards? Do you think if he fails, he gets another starting job somewhere? I don't think he gets another opportunity. I think most likely he goes and he becomes a backup somewhere, like a high-quality backup, and then he waits for another opportunity to start again. But I think this is his last hurrah, at least for a while, as a starting quarterback. I mean, he's 29 years old now. People forget Prescott, Carson Wentz, like these guys are 7 years in the league.
That's
Carson
crazy.
has been 7. I know it's crazy, right? 7 years in the league, and he's played not even a quarter of playoff football.
That's crazy.
Then you look at Dak Prescott; he's 1-3. He's 1-3 in the playoffs. 7 years in. Like, at what point do you start saying, hey, can these guys come through in prime time? Like, how many years, you know?
Yeah, that's nuts. The time flies by so quick, man.
Yep. I hope Slade's foot leg injury is better. That concerns me a little. If he comes out of the game, then he will make the game a lot tougher. Well, I mean, the thing is I don't remember if he was on the injury report, and if he was, it was for a rest day. A lot of guys had rest days yesterday.
Right.
So he's going to be ready to go. I think the Eagles are pretty relatively healthy right now, you know?
Yeah, right.
I think we have the best third down conversion rate because of A.J. Brown. Tannehill is not good anymore. Tannehill isn't good anymore. I've made a prediction before the season started that Malik Willis will be starting by the year's end, and I think I'm going to be right. Army, a member for 25 months. 25 months. Shout out to you. Over 2 years of tinfoil dingbat. Shout out to you. What's up, fellas? Tomorrow will be a blowout. Wentz will get benched. Just wait. Now that's music to my ears. Like, how crazy would that be if he got benched in the Eagles game?
Yeah, it would be crazy. I think he'd be done. I think that would kill him.
Dude, the boogie, the high things will be all over his face. You know, big red marks all over. He would. Oh man, it would be great. I'll take it
immediately.
And listen, yeah, he will. He'll request a trade immediately. And when he gets traded to, like, I don't know, you know, some AFC team, the Houston Texans, I'll root for him. But until then, I want him legless tomorrow.
Right.
You know? I mean, the thing is, Carson doesn't usually throw a lot of interceptions, but he fumbles a lot, you know?
True.
Anthony says Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, and J.C. Jackson, Samuel Jr., A.J. Terrell Hayward, Bonzo, who's I would literally say plays elite, in my opinion, every time. Those are all good tandems. I really like Asante Samuel Jr., you know? He'll look to get traded to Seattle. Yeah, that'll be his next stop. Wentz broke his leg for us to win a Super Bowl, but he did quit. Love him or hate him, he's game for the. Oh, you look. The one thing I will never say about Carson Wentz is he's not tough. The guy is tough, man. He threw a touchdown on a torn ACL. I don't hate the guy. I don't. I just don't like how it ended. I had no issue with Carson Wentz, even after he got benched until he requested a trade. That is when all my issues with him started. But he's tough. I mean, in some ways, he's too tough, and he plays hero ball too much. You know,
that's why I think in this game he's going to want to beat the Eagles single-handedly. He's going to put himself over the team, and he's going to try to make big plays on his own. And I think that's the way he's going to lose this game. On top of it,
yeah.
So
Wentz fumble is good prop bet. I say it's going to be late fourth quarter, and he's going to get blindsided by Hassan Reddick, hold the ball and he's going to fumble, and it's going to be picked up by Fletcher Cox. And then the Eagles are going to take over, and that's going to be the end of it. I think he fumbles twice tomorrow, dude. Twice. It's crazy how Carson is playing for a rival. Never would have thought 3 years ago that he wouldn't be on our team. I wouldn't have thought that the Colts would have given up on him in 1 year. And if you look at the way Matt Ryan's playing, they're better off keeping Carson. You know, if Carson was on the Colts right now, I'd root for him to win. We don't got a first-round pick at stake anymore. I would root for him, but he's with Washington. You know, I see the script sack tomorrow. Yeah, I think Hassan Reddick is going off tomorrow. I just got this feeling. Hassan Reddick and Miles Sanders, big games. I do. You know, Detroit's O-line is full of blue-chip players who bullied us. Washington was about to get a lot of pressure on Goff, though. Got to watch that. Yeah, well, Washington has a good defensive line. They got a good front. So that's where you have to be concerned. You know, I think that the great neutralizer, though, is once again is Jalen Hurts' legs, his ability to get out of situations. If you look at the way the Lions played defense, I mean, they came at him, and his legs drove them nuts. They did the same thing to Carson. He was a sitting duck. I think he got sacked. Did he get sacked 5 times last week? Yeah. And I think Aiden Hutchinson had 3 of them. So I mean, you know, I think that I think this is the worst line we're going to play so far this year, and I think that the same problem they had with I see Carson Wentz and the Minnesota offensive line. I see Cousins and Carson a lot alike. You get pressure on them. You make them uncomfortable, especially the way the Eagles were getting pressure up the middle. Carson, he'll turn it over.
Well, I think from an athletic standpoint, I think Carson could, scramble for a good amount of yards, and he won't fall to the ground. He'll try to get as many yards as possible, but he was a sitting duck last week. I mean, every time they brought pressure, he starts to get paranoid once he knows that there's one side of whether it's a defensive end or whoever, he starts to he can't contain himself. So he might make mistakes.
He's going to come out amped up. Chaos the Filthy, a member for 25 months, over 2 years, man. Shout out to you, Throne Room. The Throne Room. He says, let's go 3-0 incoming. I love it. Love it. Asia Robertson, how are you doing? Member for 28 months. The Dingbat Nation, shout out to you. Hey, Philly 500, we tied with each other. Ironic. Yeah, it's ironic. She's a Giant fan, right? So, it's Giants and Eagles. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The other thing somebody said to me today about the Carson thing was Howie Roseman built a Super Bowl team in 2017. He built Carson Wentz a Super Bowl team. They were good enough to go win a Super Bowl. And then, of course, they made some mistakes with signing older guys, but you would have hoped that he would have waited out and had a little more patience before he wanted to jump ship. See, I really believe that if he stays and beats out Hurts, I really believe that all of a sudden all these leadership issues and locker room issues go away. I think he has a lot of respect for the team. He becomes a better player, a better leader, and I think he ascends to being a top 5 quarterback again. I think by choosing to go the way he did, I think he hurt himself. Now, I'm not there, so I can't say for sure, but it's just outside looking in. That's what I feel like,
Yeah.
Cruisin says, I hate the Eagles. That's all right. We hate you too. You stupid blue and white helmets. You guys stink. Daniel Jones stinks. They all stink. I do like your coach, though. I'm not going to lie. Because actually, he was on my short list when the Eagles were looking for a coach. Captain Conrad. What a name. As a Cowboys fan, I usually watch the Eagles games, but I think I'm skipping tomorrow for that Bills and Dolphins game. It's going to be that is going to be a good game. Yeah. You ain't lying. That is going to be a high scoring, too. I see Carson coaching high school football in his hometown next year. I mean, look, the guy's got 7 touchdowns. He's not having a bad year. Steven says, Philly and Joey, look at the schedule and let us know what teams are a threat because I can't find none. We looking like a 17 and well, that never happens though. There's always games you lose. Now, when we did the preview schedule, like we did our picks before the season, I had the Eagles losing to Washington tomorrow. I had us 2-0 losing to Washington because you gotta, we usually split with Washington. I hope that's not the case. I feel like the way seeing Washington's defense the first 2 weeks, I feel like we'll be all right. But you're going to lose some games. It's going to happen. The question is what?
Yeah, when you look down the road, I think the Cardinals game is even before the bye week. I think the Cardinals game the Cardinals game could be a loss because I think with Kyler Murray, I think he's going to tire out this defensive line if he plays for 10 minutes, and it's going to be absolutely insane. So I don't know. I mean, it could be a win, but even the Green Bay Packers down the road, like the meat and potato of the schedules when we first started this prediction was, the Green Bay Packers, the Titans, and then you didn't know what we're going to get with the Colts and Matt Ryan. So I mean, the Titans aren't really.
I had that a loss. I no longer think that's a loss.
Right. So things are definitely changing down the road of the schedule. So
I think that Arizona game is a game we got to be careful too, because just historically, it seems like we always struggle in Arizona. Jose says, "Okay, be honest, 500 Joey. Who do you want to win on Monday night? Dallas Giants. I mean, I want the Eagles to win, so I'll take a tie. But if I have to choose a team, I have to choose the Cowboys. Unfortunately."
True.
Because it helps the Eagles. If the Eagles win and Dallas wins, Eagles are in first place all by themselves. And if for some reason the Eagles lose and then Giants lose, they're still in first place.
Yeah, Dallas needs to win that game Monday night.
Yeah. Do you see how he's trading our first rounders? I think it's very possible. If we decide we don't need to go get a quarterback, I could see them packaging 2 first-round picks, moving up to get a defensive end or something like that. Or I could see them trading back for another one. I could see it. What about you?
I mean, I could definitely see them trading back one of these picks. Keep the train rolling. I mean, you trade back one of those first rounders, you're going to have 2 first rounders and 2 second rounders in 2024.
Yeah.
Just something to think about.
We got 592 people here. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and if you click the link in the description, go sub up the better half of the Philly Shakedown podcast. We do this every day. We do this every week, twice a week. Tomorrow we'll be on Joey's channel doing the post game tomorrow night, so it should be interesting. But I'm excited about tomorrow, man. Excited. Eagles Landis says, laugh out. Tell that to the Lions Vikings defense court. They'll laugh out of the building. I guess he's calling somebody else, so I'm sorry. Miles Sanders owns the commies. He's always going to go off on them. Yeah, I have Miles having a big. I think Miles goes for 100, 140, 150 yards, somewhere in that range tomorrow.
Hope so.
Yep. Carson became insecure about us drafting a backup quarterback because he knew that he would eventually take his job. We can't get this twisted. Even with the weapons you'll see this year, he finishes 8-9. He could. I mean, he could. There's no doubt about it.
They didn't draft Hurts to be a starter. They drafted him.
They literally drafted Hurts to be a backup. I really believe that of them when they say that. I believe it because I think if you remember leading up to that, they had you had Foles that they had signed, right? Foles was like $10 million a year, and then he gets a big contract. Like a backup quarterback has become increasingly expensive. So the Eagles, I think, thought that they could save a lot of money by drafting a quarterback in the second round that could be a backup. But no, there's no way Carson was going to be able to deal with that and not feel like he's overlooking his shoulder, The problem that I have is just that at the end of the year, you go out and you get rid of Doug partly because of Carson. You bring in Nick Sirianni for Carson, and it's still not good that he wants out. I would have liked to see him come and compete for a job. I would have loved to see him compete for a job.
Right.
Let me see here. Adam Scott, thank you so much for super chat. He goes, hold up. It isn't Denzel. I look like Denzel Washington. This is true. But that's not me. But I did have somebody ask for my autograph the other day. I was like, yeah, what are you going to do? It's crazy. Oh, Asia Robertson, thank you for super chat. Shout out to you. So nice. Thank you. Hey, Philly 500. What up, Joey Shakes? Good luck tomorrow. You better not lose to Carson Wentz tomorrow because I will be back here trolling your behind. I bet you will. By the way, are you ready for us on Monday night? I mean, if I have to choose a team to root for, I would have to root for Dallas only because it helps the Eagles. But I will say this. I took you guys. I think the Giants are going to win. I think the Giants are going to beat Dallas. So I think you'll be 3-0 after this week. Thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. Thank you. Gannon has no excuse for not blitzing Washington's A-gap tomorrow. Their starting center's out. Gannon better not overthink this. I feel like Gannon's, I feel like he blitzed more. He definitely in the second half. You look at Kirk Cousins against the blitz, 2 of 10 for 10 yards and 2 picks. I'm hoping that he's going to start dialing up a little more. And he should tomorrow because Carson will hold the ball. He will hold the ball. The Eagles got to have. They've got to have a lot of stuff on Carson Wentz, right? They know. They have to know.
100%. Definitely.
Fat Boy Fragrance Reviews. Thank you for super chat. He goes, stopping to show my support. Watching the Bama game and about to go live myself. Eagles win big tomorrow. Shout out to you, Fat Boy Fragrance Reviews. I love that name, by the way. Is that not the greatest name ever?
Awesome.
That's a great name. We got 590 people here. Thank you so much for being here. Hit that like. Make sure you subscribe. Click the link in the description. Go sub up my man Joey Shakes. Damn. Hold on. I forgot to plug my computer in. Yeah. This stupid chair is so squeaky. I ordered a chair. It hasn't come yet. This chair is... my ass tore this chair to bits, man. I wore the hell out of it. Who's Indy play tomorrow again? I forget.
I don't even know.
I forget who they play.
Who the Saints play tomorrow?
Saints are playing... I don't remember.
Let me check.
I don't remember. But I need to know what time I might stream that. If that game's not on when the Eagles are, I might stream it. Cruz and Daddy for Super Chat goes, Giants and Eagles gave the Cowboys Micah Parsons. Yeah, you know what it was? I think both those teams did not look at him and say he could rush the passer. They looked at him as strictly a linebacker, not a guy who was going to be able to get to the quarterback. I have no doubt if the Eagles thought that he was going to be the pass rusher he is, they would have drafted him. LP, thank you for Super Chat, man. Appreciate that. Shout out to you. He goes, love and subscribe to both. You are not delusional, but appreciate the true feelings. Go Birds. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. Shout out to you, man. Thank you. Yeah, we appreciate it. The process. What's up, Paul? How you doing? What's going on, man? Have we ever? No, we have never beat Russell Wilson. I do not believe, and we're never probably going to play him again either.
Saints
when do we play the Ace?
Okay.
Saints play the Panthers. Where?
I think
Panthers
it's in Carolina.
Pathetic.
They're
Panthers
horrible.
are pathetic,
It's in Carolina. So
now here's the issue with the Saints. Okay, here's why I think the Saints got some trouble, because the Saints have Winston. Winston's playing with 4 fractures in his back. He's trying to play through fractures in his back. Historically, every time the guy has that, they eventually get shut down. When he gets shut down, Andy Dalton comes in. I think that's a top 10 pick, dude. I do.
Really?
But I'll be rooting for Carolina tomorrow.
Exactly.
If our O-line holds up, I think we can win easy. Dickerson is out. I worry about Kelsey holding up fully. Is Dickerson out? I thought they said Dickerson was going to play.
Check.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that. I mean, I think that's a big loss if they lose him. 2020 Vision goes, remember how many fans wanted Minshew last season? That's why you always go with potential. Agreed.
He's playing.
Yeah, he's playing. Slayer Epps gets a pick. I think Slay could get another one.
I believe it.
Carolina's desperate for a win. I'm hoping they get it tomorrow. Yeah, well, listen, the Saints should be 0-2. They had no business winning that first game. So I'm with you, and I think like we're owed a little something after that Miami going 1-7 last year. Teddy Cancun Cruz, what's happening? 500. I shed the tear for Hurts because I finally saw something that showed me that he might be a franchise quarterback. What was it? What did you see? If we drafted Parsons, we wouldn't have Smitty. I would much rather have 6, no doubt about it. I love Smitty, but I had Parsons as the best defensive player in the draft. So I wouldn't have cried. I wouldn't have been upset. But I just knew they weren't going to take a linebacker,
Right.
Philly, I'm very superstitious, so we need to get Joey season tickets after Monday night game. Yes, we're going to have to get you. You have to drive 3 hours every week. Eagles are home.
I got connections.
He's got connections. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm superstitious too, so I need to figure out what I wore on Monday night. Usually when you play Monday night, like the week goes quick, and it's like, all right, we're playing tomorrow. Like to me, this has been like, I feel like this has been like 2 weeks ago we played.
Right.
Captain Camera says, do the Bengals turn it around against the Jets, or does the O-line get Burrow killed? I think the O-line gets Burrow killed tomorrow. I think they're going to lose to the Jets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they look horrible.
Yeah. Hassan Reddick will get. I have Hassan Reddick 2 sacks tomorrow. 2 sacks. I'm going to throw one out there for you guys. Jordan Davis is going to register a half a sack tomorrow.
A half a sack?
How about that? Yeah, half a sack. Kevin, what's going on, my man? Shout out to you, my man. Philly 100. Long time to talk. Yeah, man. It's been a while. Glad to have you. Thank you for being here. Are you ready for tomorrow? Both the Bills starting safeties are out tomorrow. That's going to be a shootout, man. A.J. Brown going for $120. I like it. Eagles 43, Commanders 10. Man. Yeah, that name Commanders does stink, dude. It's a horrible name. Can I get my wrench? Yeah, where's your wrench? There you go. All right, I didn't know you didn't have it. I had to reset the thing like 3-4 times. Between Dallas and the Giants, who was the tougher second half schedule? I want the Giants to win because Dallas may pose more of a problem later with Dak returning. They weren't supposed to beat the Bengals. Yeah, I know. The Bengals are a lot worse than we think. I think I don't know what the Giants' schedule is. I'd have to pull it up. I know that Dallas' schedule gets easier at the end of the year, but it's tough now. You know,
True.
What uniforms are we wearing? I'm assuming we're going to be wearing our white ones.
Green,
but
I think it's green over white.
Why is Washington wearing white every week? They wore white the first week. They wore white on the road. Now they're wearing white again.
Yeah, they already.
I'll take green. I hate our white jerseys. I hate the all white jerseys. They're ugly. I like the ones with. I don't mind it with the black pants though. That looked kind of cool. Putting up Vic numbers would be great. Smitty and AJ are going over 100 yards. I think you're going to see a lot of running tomorrow. I think the Eagles are going to have a lot of yards on the ground. I think that you're going to get some big plays, especially like in the second half, off play action. But I think the Eagles are going to run it down their throat, man.
True.
Davis Cox gets deep penetration. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Shout out to Adrian Fedchu. I don't know. Green top, white bottom. Yeah. I don't know why she keeps wearing white. I feel like the Eagles all white jerseys when they wear a white shirt and pants. I just feel like it needs to be updated. You know.
Wait till the All Blacks this year.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Andy said, "When were we going to wear our Kelly Green? Kelly Green's next year. Next year. What will be more of an issue tomorrow for Eagle fans? Falling railings, sewage flying out of the stands. I'm going to say sewage flying out of the stands. Yeah, I think it'll be that. The Eagles are a very dangerous team with all the talent we have, and Hurts will be our franchise quarterback. Can't wait to see how the Eagles play in person next week. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Wentz white jersey going to be brown tomorrow, and how much he will be on the ground. That's what you want. The worst thing you can have is a opposing quarterback with a clean jersey. I always think that's a very bad situation. You know, Joey, I have a question. Give me a score prediction for tomorrow, and a couple guys you think stand out.
I say 38-20. I think they will by the second quarter. I think they're going to start to separate a little bit. I think by like the second half, third quarter, I think it'll be a standstill. I think by the end of the third to the fourth, they'll start scoring some more points. I think it's going to come down to, like you said before, I think Miles Sanders, I think any of these running backs really going to have a big game. And I think with Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown's probably going to have a big game. It's all depending on the protection, obviously. I think protection has gotten better, especially from week 1 to 2. So hopefully good protection week 3. No penalties offensively and get pressure on Wentz to win this game. I think you do it right that way.
Yeah. I think penalties is something they got to fix up. I mean, they killed a lot of their own drives against Minnesota with the penalties.
It feels like it's the same penalty all the time, like with the receiver.
I think they were calling that ineligible man downfield a little too easy. I mean, because they did that twice to Minnesota, got called for the same penalty. We got called like 2 or 3 times on that.
Something was weird.
Yeah, something was off with that. Kevo says there will be Sanders. This will be a Sanders Goddard week, no doubt. Nothing fancy, straight smash. Yeah, I think so too. I think so. I think Sanders is going to go off. Goddard's a good one because we didn't talk about Goddard. We talked about AJ, Quez, Devon. Goddard he has pretty good games against Washington too. I think Goddard goes for over 100 yards tomorrow. I'm going to say he's going to be our leading receiver tomorrow.
No, here's another question.
I think that.
What about have you ever worried about, like, God forbid something happens, okay? Like, who's our next tight end right now? I mean, I know Jack Stahl's got playing time.
Right.
Are you comfortable?
No, I'm not comfortable with Stahl. I'm not comfortable with whatever his name is. Yeah, I'm not comfortable with our second tight end situation. You know, Tyree Jackson's still on IR, so he's not going to be back for a while. Yeah. I think it's a scary thing. I do. But I'll tell you what, though, Goddard, in the limited amount of receptions he's had, he's looked fantastic. He had one drop where Hurts threw maybe one of the best passes I've seen in a while, and he just couldn't hold on to it. I have the Eagles winning tomorrow. I've got them winning 27-24. And I think that sounds like a close score. I think it'll be close in the first half. I think the Eagles will be up like 27-17 late, and then Washington will get a late touchdown and then try to onside kick it and not get it. But I got the Eagles winning tomorrow, going to 3-0.
All right.
Calcaterra might be good, but he's hard. He doesn't play though, right? Is he still hurt?
He played in that well, apparently, I don't know. People are saying he got elevated, but I didn't see that news. But I mean, he played in that. He only had the third preseason game. Since July 30th, he was hurt for a while, so he missed so much time with that hammy. You know, I'm glad he made the team, but
who's the Redskins running back? No matter who, they can't stop the run. Make Carson have to throw. I'm feeling pretty good about the win. They got some decent running back. They got Antonio Gibson's pretty good. McKissick's pretty good. Question is they haven't. Will they be a run first team? Because I think really Carson's best chance is to establish the run game. And I think if he's throwing over 35 times tomorrow, I think the Eagles beat him. I don't think they have a chance if he throws over 35 times. King Matuba, thank you for super chat, my man. He goes, as a Dallas fan, we're scared of you all, honestly. Thank you, man. Shout out to you, Dave, for super chat. And yeah, I think that makes sense. If I was Dallas, I'd be scared of the Eagles too. That's why Mark Holmes is so quiet and doesn't return text. Buzzology's got a 30-14 birds. I like it. Travis got 28-22 Washington. That won't be good. I'll be a mad dude. Hey, Philly Joe, do you think Slay will go into this game? Yeah, Slay should be good to go. He's not even on the injury report.
No, he had a lot of rest days this week.
Yeah, I think, and Grady says, we need our special teams to do something. Hope to see Covey break one. I think the weakest part of this whole team is their return game. I mean, we start every drive on the 15-yard line. Every drive on the 15-yard line. And then Covey, man, he bounces around too much. The one thing that worries me is that the special teams is going to cost us a game. That I do worry about that. There's got to be somebody out there they can bring in or get just for returns. No,
the blocking ain't good either. I don't think the blocking is great for these guys to even have. I mean, they must have some. I mean, they must think that he's the only one that could do anything, not Devin Allen or somebody. I don't know. I mean, I don't think they did their homework on returners. They should have at least look for another guy on a practice squad that has some speed that can maybe contribute. So I don't know.
Somebody, can we bring like Deshaun Jackson just return punts?
He ain't coming back.
That's it. Just return. That's it. Super Days. He says Stahl is better than Jackson. I think he's good, but they okay with him a lot. He's a good blocker and he's got good hands. I think that he may be better right now, but Tyree Jackson, he has incredible upside, man. But he needs another year. He needs a whole nother year. To me, next year is the year Tyree Jackson's got to come and win a job. You know.
True.
Freddie, thank you for super chat, my man. He goes, you guys think we sign or trade anyone soon? Not soon. I think at the trade deadline we will. I think at the trade deadline we're going to make a move. I really think I wouldn't be surprised if they get another defensive end. You know, even if Reddick and Sweater getting a bunch of sacks and everything's good, I still think they probably want to replace Barnett. No.
Yeah, I think Barnett's going to be gone. Because he's going to be rehabbing he's going to be rehabbing next. By next year he's still going to be rehabbing. So I feel like there's no. I feel like going into the last year of his contract, I think they're just going to let him go. Be honest.
Yep, I agree. Freddie, thank you for super chat. By the way, man, appreciate it. They're not scoring that much. Our defense is getting better. Our defense is getting better. I would like to see Hurts sling a pair of touchdown passes. He is currently last in passing touchdowns. Yeah, but I mean, he's last and he's got 3 rushing touchdowns, though. I mean,
people are nitpicking. We nitpick at a lot of stuff, but people are making a huge deal out of him not having a passing touchdown. I mean, besides the Quez Watkins one, obviously.
Yeah, I know, but when you're that effective with your run game and you don't have to throw it, then I can't blame him. Kaiser White has been very impressive. I think Kaiser White's one of those guys that you got to find a way to bring back, dude. I do. Mark Holmes said he will be an Eagle fan if they win a Super Bowl this year. Mark Holmes is running scared. He's scared of the Giants. He's scared of Kyle Pizzle. Pizzle's been putting out videos all week. He don't even answer. I don't know why he's so scared. The only thing I can think of is that he knows that the Cowboys are going to lose. Adam Scott, thank you for super chat. He goes, what's you and Joey's game day morning routine? I like to wake up early, put on game day morning while I make a big breakfast. What's your morning game Game day.
Pretty
Thank
much
you for super chat, by the way.
Pretty much breakfast and usually just putting on game. Yeah, pretty much putting on the NFL channel, ESPN, something until the game comes on. That's pretty much what I do every Sunday.
I wake up, I shower, I set up, and I stream because it's always 3 hours behind. These games start 10 o'clock here, which I absolutely hate. I hate it.
I couldn't imagine that.
It sucks, dude. I hate it. Because I like waking up, and I used to watch all the morning shows. Like, I used to get up and watch the Randall Cunningham show and whatever it was, and then I'd watch all the pregame shows, and then we'd start grilling and like drink a couple beers. Like 10 o'clock in the morning, I don't feel like drinking beer, I can't do it. So I just hate the time, Oh, it says, imagine we go undefeated and go into the bye week. The media will go nuts. Oh, it'll be great. Are we talking 6-0? That'd be unbelievable. Joseph says, my game day morning is I drink a 6-pack before the game. There you go. Drew says 600. Damn, that many people. Yeah, we had over 600 for a little bit there. We got 595 now, which reminds me, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Click the link in the description. Sub up my man Joey Shakes. We both will be streaming tomorrow's game, so look for that. I will be streaming tomorrow's game. I don't know if I'm going to do another game tomorrow or not, but I will be doing the Giants-Cowboys Monday night, so that should be fun. I'm smoking a 20-pound brisket overnight for the game. You're like the good Mark Holmes, because that's what he does too. But that thing's gonna be awesome. Parsons is listed as questionable right now for Monday night. Parsons is the only guy that scares me on Dallas. Philly, you got one of the easiest schedules in the NFL. I know, Dwight. Isn't it? It's a beautiful thing. I mean, you can only play the games that are on your schedule.
True.
If we go 10-1, we're going to Super Bowl. If we get the number 1 seed, let's just say, and it's really far off, but if the Eagles came out with the number 1 seed in the conference, they could definitely go. Yeah.
Wow.
Love you, bro. Let's get that revenge. Let's get it. I mean, I've said it all week. The revenge isn't for Carson Wentz. Revenge is for the Philadelphia Eagles.
True.
I tried smoking a brisket, couldn't keep it lit, so I ate it. That's awesome. Let the birds do what they do. Boom. Fuck all these naysayers and critics with questions. Some smokes some ganja, then cruise through some Millers. I can't do no ganja. I can't do it. Tyree, thank you for super chat, my man. He goes, score prediction and who needs to step up. My score prediction was 27-24 Eagles. I think it'll be. I think the score will seem closer than it is. I think Miles Sanders is going to have a huge game tomorrow. I got about 140, 150-yard game, and I think Hassan Reddick is going to show up, and I think he gets 2 sacks and 1 strip fumble. What about you, Joey?
Yeah, 38-21. I feel like the Eagles will do good. I think they'll score a couple touchdowns in the first quarter. I think the second quarter will be a standstill, and then they go into the third quarter and the fourth and start to separate a little bit with the run game and obviously getting the ball to these receivers. And I don't think Washington's edge is really going to be able to contain Jalen Hurts. I think the RPO is going to work in our favor this week. So, yeah, I agree. James, Philly, can you tell a story of when you smoked that ganja? So it was back a long time ago. It was up at Rutgers University in Jersey. I go to visit some friends, and there is Soul Asylum having a free concert with the Roots opening for them. So it was fun. It was great. And the Roots were awesome, and I was like loving them, and it was passed around, and my friends like, just do it. And I don't do it. So I did. I tried some. And the next thing I know, I felt my feet growing. I could actually feel my feet growing, my heart beating. And then the rest of the night, I kept trying to run away from my shadow all night long because I thought it was the FBI chasing me. So I literally experienced an all-nighter running away from my shadow. You can't run away from your shadow as much as you try. It was insane. And I could never, ever do that again. And I know a lot of people are going to say it was laced, maybe. But I never could do it again after that. And that was back a long time ago. Yeah.
500, somehow when you said smoke ganja, I turned on my Siri and my iPhone. It showed some shops. Well, isn't it freaky that they're listening to you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Your phone listens to you. I know that for a fact. Your phone always listens to you.
Oh, my God. I know. Morgan Holmes, thank you for super chat, my man. He goes, Arthur Juan Brown goes for 160. Sanders, 140. Devontae Smith, 115. Quest, 70. Now, if that comes up, that's awesome. Yeah, man. Arthur Juan Brown goes 160. Those are some yardage, man. You know, I think Sanders is going off tomorrow. He's had historically good games against Washington. They're giving up like what is it, like 5 point something yards a carry? They've averaged first 2 weeks they gave up 119 yards per game. There were 250 plus runs last week by Detroit on them. That's Miles Sanders' alley, you know. Jonathan Allen's a good player. There's no question about it. They got a good defensive line. They still got some guys injured on that. But yeah, I think they can hold up. But the difference maker, I think, is that when they don't hold up, Jalen Hurts probably can buy time with his feet.
Right.
You know, guys, 590 chat, only 140. Only 140. We gotta have at least 200 likes before this is over. If you guys have it, make sure you hit that like button. 4 sacks. 2 strippers left. I got it. I got that one. Jesus. I don't get many jokes, but I got that one. Well, I usually get them, but it's like delayed. You know. Philly, that wasn't Kanye. That was it was whatever. Never again. Tyree Eagle, thank you so much for Super Tango. So many free agents this year. Who do we keep? I would like to keep Kaiser White, and I think I want to keep Bradbury. I think Bradbury's the second best corner, the best second best cornerback 2 in the league. You know,
you're keeping Kaiser over TJ Edwards. They're not keeping. I doubt they're keeping both of them.
Yeah, I got to keep Kaiser White. I think Kaiser White is. I mean, Edwards is good too, but at this point, I'm keeping Kaiser. Would you keep Edwards over Kaiser?
It's tough right now because Edwards is playing at a high level right now. I think he's playing. I think he's playing a little bit better than Kaiser. But either Kaiser's still playing well, but I think Edwards is.
Yeah, I mean he had a fantastic game versus Minnesota. There's no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we'll have to see how the season plays out, but you gotta keep at least one of those guys. It's not that the Eagles have an easy schedule; it's that the Eagles are just too good. There you go.
That's how it is.
Philly, it probably wasn't laced, but you probably smoked too much the first time taking it in edible. I lost my mind. I was staying in a dark room. Yeah, probably. You know, it wasn't the first time I did it. I had done it before, and it just makes me real paranoid. Like I get way too I'm too much of a chill person. Like, and that stuff just is like makes me really paranoid. So I just never liked it. I only did it a couple times when I was in my early 20s. Never again. I have no desire now. Hey, yo, Frost, thank you for Super Chat. He was really smoking something called crack. I mean, I don't think it was crack. It didn't smell like it. James, what's going on, man? I know what crack smells like, believe it or not. I've never done it. But I've been around people doing it.
Right.
You walk in, you can't help it. Do we let Hargrave walk? He's due for big money, but too inconsistent. I don't know. I think that's a good question because if Milton Williams continues to develop it, then you have Jordan Davis. Don't be surprised.
Yeah,
what do you think?
They're not losing 4 defensive line between Graham, Hargrave, Cox, and potentially Barnett. I think they're re-signing him and saving money at the same time. I don't know. Like, I need to ask you this because what if Hurts is the answer? Do they pay Hurts? What if they have to pay Chauncey Gardner-Johnson as well? So, like, you know, it's going to be tough. I mean, the good thing is we have options. We're not locked into a bad contract. We have option, which is good. I don't know what your thoughts on that is, but
I like Johnson. I want to keep him. I don't know. I mean, I might sign Hargrave. I might try. But, yeah, it's a good question. They got some really tough decisions to make. But, I mean, you also have to trust some of your picks, right? I mean, you have to trust that some of these guys can play. So I think Milton Williams and Jordan Davis should be a formidable pair interior-wise, you know?
True, yeah.
So, a Philly cheesesteak or a bomb-ass burger?
Philly cheesesteak.
I don't know. I have to think about it. See, I like the cheesesteak, but it's not my favorite. Like, I don't get the cheesesteak. If I'm in Philly, I'm not don't have to have a cheesesteak. I have to have the roast pork sandwich. That's what I have to have. So I don't have to think about it. Mark Holmes is going to clip that. That's okay. I listen. I'm not afraid. I didn't do anything wrong. I can't help you walk down streets and people are doing it. Smoke crackers. It smells. It has its own smell. It's not the same. It's disgusting. Giants fan here. Respect the hell of you guys this season. Thank you, man. Respect to you, Jake.
Thanks,
I'm glad we're both fighting it out for the division. Hopefully you beat Washington tomorrow, and let's have a fair fight for the division. I'll take that.
I'm ready.
It. Yep. The defense scheme stays the same. Do we keep Gannon next year? I think Gannon's going either way because he's either going to be successful, become a head coach somewhere, or he's going to get fired. So I think no matter what, he's gone. What's the roast pork? So in Philly, they got a sandwich. It's a roast pork sandwich. It's got sharp provolone, broccoli rabe on it. They sell those at a lot of those cheesesteak places. To me, that's my favorite sandwich. Like I can't get enough of that. I like cheesesteaks, but I like that sandwich better. Kelsey's coming back for another year. Interesting. You think so? I think Kelsey's gone after this year.
Yeah, it might be. You can't redshirt. You can't redshirt Cam Jurgens another year. It just can't unless he plays another position.
I just don't. I think he's got his own. He saw him and his brother got the podcast. I think he's setting it up. I mean, Philly Geese's roast pork sandwich is the best. Oh, it's the best sandwich. I agree. Jose says, you guys going to the Cardinals game? I'm not going to the Cardinals game, no. Are you going to Arizona, Joey?
Yeah, I'm going to fly over there tomorrow.
There you go. No, I'm not. I was asked to go by one of those Eagle trip thing. I just can't do it. No, I'm not going to.
You'd be the life of that whole group. You'd be the life of that whole entire group. You'd be leading the charge going in there.
Yep. Philly, I completely understand. Dude, this show, you never know where it's going to go. It's going to go squat cobblers. It's going to go living in my mom's basement. It goes to crack. Don't do crack, kids. Kids, don't do crack. Never do crack.
It's bad.
Yes. So I completely understand what you mean about crack. And if you grew up in the hood, you would too, because you can't get around. It doesn't mean you smoke the shit on the people. No, it's true. Like I've been in places where that's it. You know what it is. I never touched it. The worst, I've never done drugs. Like the worst drug I ever did was weed. I tried it a couple times. Ayo Frost says, you ever got a second-hand smoke from crack? That maybe, I don't know. I might have. Maybe that's why I was so itchy. I'm just kidding. I like the term hero ball for Wentz. It's a good go-to bird. Yeah, it's what he does. I like pastrami too. I had my first Philly cheesesteak before the Eagles-Vikings games. Best day ever. That's cool. Cool. Man, we are talking about crack now. Jose, I'll thank you for super chat. If you're down for the Cards game, I'll get you a room. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. I looked into it. It was just with kids in school. The timing's just not good for me. But maybe some other day I'll take that up. David says, "What's up, 500? It's DJ from Roseville. Pull up to Buffalo Wild Wings more. All right. I don't know if I'll be up. The Eagles start at 10. Philly don't smoke cobble pot. I just got a delivery of a bunch of autumn pies, so we're good. I went last time to the Birds came to Arizona. Chip Kelly. I was at that game, the Chip Kelly game when he was still the head coach in Arizona. We got destroyed. I think he lost his job like a week or two later. Yeah. Chip Kelly was the head coach. Billy Davis and Foles was, yep. Good game, but we lost in the last seconds of the game. Oh, then that's not the one I was. The one I went to, we got beaten down. I can't remember. It was pathetic. But I was at Arizona game. Joe, what's the difference between Bentley and a dead hooker? I don't have a Bentley in my garage. My God.
Holy shit.
My God. Where this show always goes. Oh, my gosh. they're all talking about crack. Crack has always been in my life. Every time I look behind there, dude, you want to hear an embarrassing story? I'm serious. This is really embarrassing. So I can't believe I'm going to tell this. All right. So it was my old AirPods, right? One day I'm like looking for them and I can't find it. I'm looking for one of the AirPods. I can't find it. So I'm like, where the hell is this AirPod? And I'm playing music and I can hear it. And I'm going all around wherever I go. I can't find it. I cannot find this AirPod, but I hear the music. And I got my kids looking for it, my wife looking for it. Like, what the hell is going on? Where is this AirPod? So I go in my room and I'm like, I've looked everywhere. Where's the one place I haven't looked? And I pulled my pants down and it fell out of my crack. Somehow it fell behind and went in my pants and my crack, and the AirPod was stuck there. I had to get new AirPods. True story. My wife laughed for like a day because it was so ridiculous, dude. That's true story.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It was. I felt so embarrassed. I pulled my pants down. I looked, and I just see this AirPod. Boom.
You can lose that easily, man. They're easy to lose. Like, you lose. I mean, it could go anywhere. I mean,
and it went right in my crack. And that's why I was like, go everywhere I go, I could hear the music.
You're like, oh,
but I'm like, what the hell? Oh my god, yeah, ass pods. I'm like, my wife laughed, like she wouldn't stop laughing. Like it was like 2 a.m, and she's just laughing because it was so ridiculous, dude. Who would have thought, right? It was. I had to get
you
new
didn't
AirPods.
Feel the vibration of like, did you have it on high volume where you felt the vibration?
Yeah, I had it turned up, but it didn't hear anything vibrating. No, it didn't. It was crazy. Monroe Hatcher, thank you for the super chat. Blessings to 500 and Joey Shakes. Eagles 3-0 tomorrow. Bird Gang Grills. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Shout out to you. Thank you. Yeah, ass pods. I like that. I swear AirPods are designed to be low. They are. Oh my god. I've already gone through. I just got my 3rd set. Jose Gonzalez just followed you, and that's why I was on Joey's channel. Thank you, Jose. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to you. So yeah, I mean, we're an hour and 15 minutes in. Any final thoughts, Joe, about tomorrow?
I'm ready for the first division game to see how this goes. Is it going to be a close game, or the Eagles going to, Well, that's what I'm saying.
It wasn't in my asshole. It was in between my butt cheeks.
It's like putting a mini speaker between your fucking cheeks. You're going to feel that shit.
I didn't feel it. It maybe just the way it was sitting. I didn't feel it. Or maybe it's because I was walking around. I didn't feel it. My ass doesn't jiggle a lot, all right? So I don't know. But it wasn't in my asshole. It was in the crack. But the thing is, I spent 2 hours looking for it with the music playing, and I could hear the music. And I'm like, I keep going my way. Is somebody messing with me? Are you screwing with me right now? Like I thought she was playing a joke on me, 500. I see an upset. No crying. Upset. Come on. Don't do that to me. Thumbs favor super chat. Talk about crack George. I know, right? Ayo Frost, thank you for super chat. One time I was watching porn and I thought the volume wasn't working, but it was actually connected to the speaker in the living room.
You gotta be careful hooking up that. You gotta be careful hooking up that the Wi-Fi Bluetooth stuff. You don't know where it's just gonna connect in the house.
Yep, that's crazy. Did you get in trouble or anything? Baron says Philly too thick to feel music. Oh my god. I should have told that story. I should have told that story. I'm going to be hearing it. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It is crazy. Jose, man, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, thoughts on who? You read that name because I don't know.
You read it. I fucking read it. You read it.
Hugh Jassel? What does that mean?
Hugh Jassel.
Huge asshole. I got it.
That was a good one. That was a good
sneaky one. I knew it had to be something, but I just didn't know what. This show always deteriorates. Eagles line at 25 has nerve endings. I guess I do. The old nerve endings. Probably all the beatings I got when I was a kid. Oh my God, I should not have told that story. Joseph, I'm gonna be laughing today. It was embarrassing. My wife was cracking up, man. That's funny shit. Hugh Jackson. Shout out to Hugh Jackson. We need a shirt. This is I'm Hugh Jackson. That's the shirt. We gotta make a shirt. I'm a Hugh Jackson.
People be like, "What?"
You're a huge asshole. we gotta make a shirt that says that. That's hilarious. Yeah, Mark's a huge asshole. I love it. I'm Hugh Castle. Oh, this show is always great. No, you know what I was playing? I was playing. I think it was like Metallica. I think it was like Metallica when I was playing real loud music to hear the speaker, but I kept everywhere I was looking, under the bed, go in the closet, go in this room, go in that room. And I could hear the music, but I couldn't find it. We pulled pants down, boom. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyways. So I think that these two you assholes need to probably wrap this thing up because we got a big game tomorrow. We're talking about cracks, and guy getting caught watching porn because it hooked to his speakers. Huge asshole. Oh, what a show! It's going to be a good game tomorrow, though. That was a good one. That was definitely a good one. All right, so any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm pumped. I'm pumped for.
Don't be a huge asshole now.
Yeah, I won't be a huge asshole now. I won't be a huge asshole, but I'll say that I think as long as we get pressure defensively, rattle Carson Wentz, take advantage of some of these injuries on the offensive line, rattle him up a little bit, and offensively just stay away from those penalties, and just let Hurts do his thing. And I think we win this game 3-0, baby.
Yeah. I do worry about the receivers, mainly Terry McLaurin. He's the guy we're gonna have to contend with. But I really like that our offense matched up against their defense. I think we'll be good to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Carson's a huge asshole. Woogie is a huge asshole.
Jeff said, "Put a lanyard on your pods."
I know. Oh my God, dude! It was so funny. It was so embarrassing. And then my wife's like to my kids, "Well, we found them." I'm like, "Oh shit! What an idiot." Anyways, all right, guys. Well, thank you for all the super chats, all the likes, and new subscribers. We appreciate it. We will be back tomorrow night, probably around the same time to discuss this game and what happened and all those things. We both will be streaming live. Make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe on the way out. Click the link in the description. Go saw my man Joey Shakes. And with that said, we're gonna let Mark Holmes and his son take us out. You guys take care. Talk to us later. Don't be a dingbat. Peace.
Yo, you gotta be motherfucking kidding me.
You gotta be kidding me. We have no time for one more play.
Look at this motherfucker
running
from
a... What you doing?
To get off the field on third down.
What was that bullshit?
That is not right. Tell him more. He's gotta be better, man.
Oh, that's some bullshit. What was that? We had enough time for one more
We
play.
had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
the brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys games.
You literally.
The brother screwed us. The brother screwed us. Yeah, we had an opportunity for one more play. By Michael Anthony Fitness here, MAF.